Alright. Welcome to Sideboardmtg. My name's Eric, and it's time for Subscriber Sunday. Hope everyone's still with me here. Got a late start on my supper, so I pushed the stream back a little bit. Had to get some vittles in me, you know. I hope you guys understand. And as of right now, I'm trying to get my hands on a Vraska Scheming Gorgon. Seems to be a little bit hard to get a hold of, as, you know, those are Planeswalker deck cards, and not a lot of people buy the Planeswalker decks on MTGO. It seems like those cards are they're just normally not available, and that's horrible. I'm hoping that I can find one here, but that might be one of the first things we have to talk about is what we're going to replace this Vraska in our first deck with. But either way, I hope you guys all enjoy the show tonight, and if you do, give it a thumbs up, and if you like the content in general, as always, subscribe to the channel. We're pushing 3K, guys. 3K. So I haven't done one yet when we hit 1K or 2K or anything. I haven't done a Q&A, but I do think that this time for the 3K, I think I'm going to do a 3K Q&A, just like maybe an hour-long segment where I just kind of get on and literally talk to chat. Like any questions that chat has about me or the channel, or, you know, how the channel got started, you know, whatever you want, I'm going to do a 3K Q&A. So I would expect that to come up at some point this week, as we are less than 50 away, or I think we're about 50 away from hitting our 3K. I'm super excited, and if you want to subscribe to the channel and help us get there, then that would be great. If you do, however, I do want you to know that we've got a Reddit. Got a lot of things going on the channel, so if you want to get in on Subscriber Sunday, whether you're a brewer or you just want to vote and have a little control over what we play, I typically, unless it's that one weekend a month where we have a theme, I typically just pick what decks have the most votes. And it seems that Zaxadillo, our favorite moderator, man, you know, Zane's going to get mad at that. For the Horde's going to get mad about, you know, our favorite moderator. Crewfix has been, you know, a favorite moderator for a while, but, you know, Crewfix is he's been a little MIA, man. I'm missing him. I'm not even going to joke that I'm missing my Crewfix. And this Subscriber Sunday, so call to action to Crewfix. Come back, man. Where you been? Either way, Zaxadillo got another deck this week. You guys seem to really vote on Zax's decks, but we're gonna talk about these decks I've got pulled up. And remember, if you want to play any of these decks, you can with manatraders. Manatraders has got you covered, and if you use the link in the description box to... Did I just open up a new copy? If you use the link in the description box to sign up for manatraders, make sure that you use the promo code. Save yourself a buck. Sideboardmtg 15. It'll save you 15% on your first 4 months. Again, you know, that's our hey, welcome to, you know, being a sponsor. So I don't know how long we're gonna have the 15%. I know the standard is normally like 10%. So I would expect this the 15%. I don't know how much longer we'll have that, but as of right now, I'm glad that manatraders has offered our community, you know, that discount. Okay, so got a couple decks here, and I'm having some problems getting some of the cards here. Let me go ahead and update this one. You know what? I'll just delete this. What have I done? I just made another copy. Wow. What? Why? It's gonna be one of those. It's gonna be one of those, guys. I'm telling you. Is the stash at least curl? Or at least pointing up? Yeah, alright, good. Okay, so we'll update this one. We've got this Abzan Gift, and apparently I'm supposed to be pulling up the new version of Abzan Gift. Apparently I have the older version of this that we did go over, and we talked about this a little bit in Coffee Time. This was one of the Coffee Time decks, and that probably has something to do with why I got a little bit more votes. It's already gotten a little bit of press, so right punting right off the bat. You got me, River Wrath, you got me. Speaking of River Wrath, what's up, Jeremiah? How do you get Eric or Lamp to use one of your decks? Well, there's you got to get the most votes on Reddit for me to run one of those, or this is America. You can always just pay for it. You sign up to be a patron, then there's a service, and if you sign up to be a patron, then I will be more than happy to run one of your decks. I try to run decks for all of my patrons that sign up for the sponsorship bracket, and we've done pretty good at playing, you know, almost everyone's deck. There've been a couple that slip through the cracks or something like that, but for the most part, everyone gets their decks played if they're a patron, or at least that certain bracket. Otherwise, the patrons also get Coffee Time, where we work and build on decks. If I had this pulled up, did I save a copy of it for Coffee Time? Let's find out. Let's go to Coffee Time. There's Turbo Fog. There's Jeff's Tokens. Abzan Gift. Is it different? Looks the same. I thought we changed it. I don't think I saved the second copy of it, Zax. Zax, you're gonna have to let me know where is it? What's up for the Horde? And I'll pull that up. We might have to jump into Brass's bounty, but at first here, guys, I want to talk about this black-white token overload deck here. Yes, we need to get the Vraska, but I do not have this particular Vraska, so I think what we're going to do is we're just going to grab a normal Vraska. So I'm going to jump over to ManaTraders real quick and order that, and then we'll kind of go from there. It's going to be a little bit weird of a start, guys, as it looks like I pulled the wrong version of our second deck, and then I didn't realize that the other deck didn't have a Vraska in it. So I'm just going to I'll actually use their new deck builder for this. Personally, I actually like the old one. The new one's just, I don't know. Let me do this. So, ManaTraders, if you're watching, I hate that the display goes behind the rent button. So that is like my biggest pet peeve here with this one, is it goes behind that rent, and I just don't like that. So I typically use the other the deck builder, the old deck builder. It actually goes over top of everything, so that's like my main thing. No Esper Zombies. I mean, I could play Esper Zombies, but we'll see how it goes. We might have enough time. I might pull up a fourth deck tonight. Like, I got nothing else going on. We might play a little bit more Magic, you know. Anyway, let me get a regular Vraska here. Again, Vraska Scheming Gorgon, like, I don't know why, but ManaTraders, it'll be grayed out if they don't have access to the card. And it seems like pretty much the only thing that ManaTraders rarely has access to is those Planeswalker decks. So, other than that, that is the only cards I've ever had trouble getting. I think there was like a Flame Lash or something in one of the Devs decks that I had a little bit of trouble getting. But we are a tokens deck, and this particular version of tokens can produce it. Do we have a way to produce green mana? We've got Aether Hub. I may not even be able to play this. Maybe we can just buy it. They say that they're selling all cards, so maybe we can just buy it. If we can find it, I'll just buy it. Come on, show me a Vraska. No Vraska? They got Rootbound Crags, but no Vraska. Okay. Well, the only other trader online that is supposed to have a copy of Vraska is going to be this Beetlebot. And we'll see if they have it. Hopefully, still no Vraska. That's brutal, right? Aether Hub should be Evolving Wilds. Okay. Is this your deck, Jeremiah? So this should be Evolving Wilds? If you got that pre-made deck on MTGO? Ah. Well, I'm having a hard time getting the Vraska, so maybe we should put something else in there. Do they have? You can't buy with tickets though. Like so. Rivals. If I could buy with tickets, I would, but I can't. So yeah. Otherwise, I would just get it. Vraska. See, this is what breaks my heart. Like not being able to pick up a card. Like it's like I can't play the deck the way it was intended to be played. And he's got no cards for sale, so it looks like everyone's just buying cards, no one's actually selling them. So yeah. Unfortunately, I'm not going to spend 14 bucks just to pick up that Vraska. Just not going to do it. So, what could we run in place of it? I mean, I like Dunes of the Dead. Like, it makes a token. Right? My choice on replacement then? Well, if it's going to be my choice on replacement, we don't have another card that can produce green. And I'm just kind of looking over the deck right now. I'm going to go with Liliana. Alright, so I'm going to go with Liliana because I would go with a regular Vraska, but Liliana will give us back, you know, maybe an Alindra that we have sacked. It'll give us back a Regal Caracal, which could be just broken good. Liliana will let us have that little bit of freedom when we're trying to fumigate. Yeah, it's cool. We'll fumigate and then, you know, bring back Regal or Alindra or something like that. So I think Liliana will fit fine. For the Hordes, like, just throw a fling in there. You got this. Just throw a fling in. What's up, Rush? How you doing? Sheila's been in there for a while. Thank you very much. I know you've been sitting here talking to all the guys with you know, talking about decks and things like that. Thank you guys all for that. David, what's up? Jeffrey and Magic Hefe. Let's make sure I distinguish there. For the Horde, Zaxadillo, Rush, Super Hintama, sir, man, if you're still around, hey, thanks for stopping in. Working on stuff for this week, so you can't say, but popping in to say good luck on your stream. Thanks, Super Enema. I appreciate that, man. In case you guys don't know, that is Taryn from over at MTGO Traders. Since my move, I haven't been able to be as much of a part of his community as I want to. I love all the people over there in his chat, and I actually got my start hanging out in Taryn from MTGO Traders chat. Really cool guy, really cool streamer, and now that I'm on his part of the world, I actually hope that I get a chance to meet him face to face. Maybe we'll go out and eat some dinner or something I know he just lives a few hours north of me there in Tennessee, so hopefully we can make something like that happen. I'm hoping that maybe we both end up at like a GP Memphis or something. But anyway, SD, welcome. And then Zaxadillo, it goes down as the DM. I'm going to say Rollick. Rollick? Yeah, we'll go with that. I can't pronounce your name, sir. Luke, what's up? And Ramo, of course. Ton of people here. Wow, you guys have been here for a while. Dragon Lord. I think I got most of the people. If I missed a shout out, just let me know. I'll make sure that I get a shout out for you guys. So, yeah, we're just gonna start with this and go from here. Zaxadillo, where did you say the new link was? I'm gonna be trying to pull that up. New Abzan Gifts should be 8th down on my MTGO. 8th down on my. Is this the new version? Oh wow, it was already saved on my. Thanks, Zax. Oops. What card am I missing to make this run? What did we put in this monster? Alright, so we're missing an Angel of Sanctions, and then we're good to roll with this. Alright, so this is the updated version that we talked about in Coffee House, so or Coffee Time. So I'll go ahead and we'll make this number 2. And you know, I'll actually I'm just gonna put pre on this one, this pre-update, so we can actually take a look at it later, and you guys can see a little bit of our process from Coffee Time, like where the deck kind of adjusted to. And for now though, we're gonna take this tokens deck: Hidden Stockpile, Sacred Cat, Dorn Pouncer, Queen's Commission, a lot of lifelink dudes, a lot of bodies. Interesting that he chose Queen's Commission over the Servo Expedition, which a lot of people take, and either one can be cast off of Saram's expertise, so I kind of like the idea of the Queen's Commission here, getting you the extra lifelink vampires, which is that's pretty cool. I always like this art, like they're drinking from the cup, like the ladies drinking while they're offering their filthy, you know, there. But yeah, that's pretty much the idea of the deck. We're kind of a vampires deck. We're kind of a tokens deck. We've got Anointing Processions, Fumigates, no Settle the Wreckage in the main, which I kind of like Settle the Wreckage, but this deck survives a lot off of having them destroy your creatures. So creatures you control get +1/+1 till end of turn, untap them. I think there's a better option than this card. And we'll talk about that in a few minutes. So for now though, we'll run what we have. I do like the Call for Unity here. This card is broken good once you start getting your revolt triggers going. This card is just awesome. So we'll get a little action out of this hopefully. And let's jump into our first game here. What do you say? What do you say? Can we do some stuff with some tokens? Call Unity is sweet. It's a nice little piece of action. So. Is that? Hey, what's up, Flynn? Hey everyone! Pull up chat. What happened to chat? Is chat not where it needs to? Oh yeah. My bad. I forgot that I was on the display. Alright. What's up, guys? Let's do this! Well, we're ready to do this. I'm ready. Let's do this. Call is good game 1, but green and white always answer it game 2. If they're bringing in answers for my one-of, that's probably pretty good. I mean, if they're answering Call to Unity with their enchantment hate, and they're not answering an Anointed Procession or Lamp, Stream says I know you can read. He's very facetious, okay? Very facetious, old lamb. Anyway, we've got an Evolving Wilds, we've got Regal Caracal, Anointed Procession. I mean, we've got some cards. I'll keep. So, I don't have anything going on right now on turn 2. So we're gonna turn 1 cat. If he kills it, I can Evolving Wilds, bring it back next turn. And this means I don't thin my deck of lands on turn 1 when I'm actually needing lands. So I don't actually want to like play Evolving Wilds on 1 and then sack it, because again that would thin my deck. And I would rather have the chance at drawing another land here. So looks like we're against another white deck. I don't know whose lands are prettier. Alright. No one asked, Gaza. Thanks, it's a little bit loud, a little... I'll tell you what, I'll turn it down just a hair. Maybe that'll help. Maybe I should move my mic a little bit closer. Like, I want you guys to be able to jam out. I mean, the other option is sit here and listen to me jabber all night. You know, at least you guys can have some good music and sweet, we got a land. Glad we shuffled the deck. I mean, I'm just going to keep adding to the board state here. I would actually like love a settle in a couple turns here. Like if he settled me and gave me like 4 or 5 more lands, I'd be okay with that. I guess this Fatal Push is probably going to be a dead card unless I like need to Fatal Push my own dude for some reason. Drake Haven. All right. Well, this is that deck. I should have known that from the Countervailing Winds. Fumigate. Really wish I would have got a land there for the Anointed Procession. But we're just going to try to swing for 3 and gain 3. So it's a good life point swing there. Why no old school hip hop or R&B? Well, mainly because you can't get anything. Can't get anything that's copyrighted. Everything has to be covered or something along those lines. Like you can't just get, you know, copyrighted material. So, do I kill Sacred Cat here, or do I just take my lands? So he's just going to cycle Countervailing Winds. So I'll just kill the Drake, hit him for 3. And, I mean, this will be basically what the consistency of this deck will be about. We're just going to keep trying to kill Drakes, make him cycle through his cycling cards, and hope that he runs out of cycling cards while we just keep bashing him in the face. So that's the plan. Next turn, if I don't get a land, I will go ahead and Queen's Commission. This actually puts more power on the battlefield. He might be able to counter it, but I'm expecting a Fumigate. And like right now I'm swinging for 3. So if this lands, and then even if he Fumigates next turn, I can Queen's Commission and then recrew it, and I'm still swinging for 3 each turn. So a lot of options there. If we do swing this turn and get in and he, you know, he casts a Settle or something like that, the idea will be to just keep hitting him for 3 where he can't stop us. I'm sure he's going to do some cycling here, but I'm okay with that. So he'll make a Drake or something, like Cycle Cast Out or something like that maybe. Okay, Renewed Faith. This means we're only dealing with one Drake, so we only lose one body here. And we'll hit him back for the amount of damage that he did. Or that he gained, or the amount of life that he gained, so. Alright, so he gets to flip search for Azcanta. Right, yeah, pretty much everything's got to do with copyrights. Run treasure maps and stockpiles. Alright, so your plan is to be able to dig through them. That's a good plan, but it leaves you kind of hurt, you know, if you don't have those cards. I would rather have more lands and be able to cast spells than to do things like this. I'm gonna go ahead and Queen's Commission. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Did he just cast Approach, didn't he? Yeah, he did. I mean, we're not gonna win via life. Like, we have to beat the Approach. That might be difficult. Wow, he's attacking. Okay. Hey, we got a land and it enters tapped. Oh, what a thing. What a thing. And because we don't have like Field of Ruin or anything like that, it's yeah, but we say that we see a lot of Approach, but we don't see a lot of Approach actually like winning. So I mean, I assume he's going to have some cycling, he's going to be able to do some blocking. He may just not care, and he may just go, okay, I'm going to search for Azcanta, remove some cards, get down to my Approach. Settle of the Wreckage. About time. Well, unfortunately, I don't think it's going to be quite enough fast enough. He gets a Censor. So Censor lets him cycle. Yeah, he's pretty much there. He is pretty much there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so he can't cast it this turn. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we can, if we top deck a land, we can Fumigate and Anointed Procession. Which is still just way too slow. We're just dead. Yep. So let's forget the Fumigate. I kind of don't even want to show him this stuff though. Like, he doesn't know these cards. Like, he doesn't know what he's really playing against. And to show him Anointed Procession and Regal Caracal and stuff, like, just feels bad when we know we're going to lose next turn. Oh, it feels bad to show him these cards. We're just a tokens deck. Right? Like, I want to scoop to protect information. Like, I know I'm beat. But I just don't want him to see Regal Caracal. I don't want him to see Mainboard Fumigate. I don't want him to see, you know, Anointed Procession, because then he knows to bring in the answers for those. So I'm not going to. I'm just going to. Authority is so good against Anointed or Drakehaven. So I'm definitely going to bring in the Authority. Yeah, the deck 100% needs more land. And I kind of like where you're going with the deck. I'm taking the Fatal Pushes out. I'm going to take one Fumigate out, and the plan is going to be to beat him in combat. I got you. The Lost Legacies were the first thing I brought in. I'm not making that mistake again. Yeah, I'll keep. I mean, we've got a Pouncer, we've got a Procession. Don't see any reason to not go ahead and Duress. Scoop to protect. Yeah. He's got a Fumigate and a Cast Out. I'm going to get rid of the Cast Out. If he wants to Fumigate, that's fine. We can play around a Fumigate. Rallying Roar could have been good. Yeah. Have you looked into Pride of Conquerors? That's the card that I'm probably going to try to put you on for the Rallying Roar. Pride of Conquerors. Come on. I got 2 more draws to get 1 more land. Right. Fumigate don't scare cats. Cats ain't scared of Fumigate. Especially Anointed cats. But I didn't want him casting out my Anointed Procession. So... Alright, we'll just pray for that land. I like Anointed Pouncer. I really like it in that green-white deck. Oh, yes, we got there! And it's our second black source. I wonder if he has like a farm to market or something. Think he can farm this? I mean, farm doesn't exile, does it? Yeah, we're just going to swing for 1 here. Alright. Next turn we're looking at Anointed Procession. We know he's got the Fumigate. Alright, so we've seen Plains, Glacial Fortress. So he's got an Irrigated Farmland and a Desert of the True in hand. And... oh, I did it, didn't I? Sack lands. Can't believe I didn't sack my land. So I'm not used to having Evolving Wilds. So for the rest of this game, if you guys see me just crack it the moment I play it, I'm just going to start doing that. Yeah, I get the Swamp. This was my turn to play the Anointed Procession too. Oh man, that hurt me. That hurt me. Yep, that hurt me. So he's got 2 cycling lands. He's going to be able to start making Drakes next turn. I am going to get into combat first, let him make his Drakes, and then we'll Anointed Procession after combat. He should be tapped out. It's kind of one of the things about the Drakehaven decks. I wouldn't have done Legacy this turn anyway. Legacy will be cast after he casts the first. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into combat. So, like, this is so predictable of Drakehaven decks. Like, they will go ahead and tap out making Drakes, which pretty much means, like, you're just free to do whatever you want after the fact. So yeah, I did cost myself a whole turn there. If he has Spell Pierce, he's got me. No Pierce? Alright. So now we make, like, we get land, we go double Pouncer. Yeah. We still need to get rid of that Drake Haven. Nah. I'm not worried about that Drake Haven. I am going to try to fire this off. We'll see if he can counter it. I expect that he can. I expect that he has to. Alright, so we get a countervailing winds here. You got me, opponent. Do you have a 1-mana cycler? You can make a Drake? Let's find out. Nope. So he did not draw a cycler. He played his Desert of the True. Does he play Irrigated Farmland? I would have accepted Settle. Settle would have got rid of like my one dude and given me a land, which would have meant like Regal Caracol would have been great. We know he's got the Fumigate, so I think this turn's the turn that I play the treasure map. I mean, if I play Fumigate, if I play Regal, if I draw a land, then we know that he's going to Fumigate the next turn. He's going to get a lot more value out of that than I am. So if I draw a land, I may just double Adorn Pouncer and make him Fumigate to get rid of it. This way he's not killing like a ton of creatures. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. I am still going to go for the treasure map here, though. Did you get a cycler? Renewed Faith, okay. I'm going to go ahead and scry. Hidden Stockpile. I'll put that on top. Alright, so next turn, we're looking at treasure map. So next turn I'm looking at treasure map Queen's Commission. Make 4 dudes. Or do I just scry again in my upkeep? And like maybe I want to keep the Hidden Stockpile. It's going to be massive value. Right? In the mocks there was no Grixis in the top 8. That was crazy. I'll go ahead and draw. Counter. He's 1 land away from casting his approach, so we'll see. Honestly, our spells, because of our land situation, have not lined up really well with his. My 1 punt, like, just put us so far behind. I have been bluffing the Fatal Push this whole game, so I'm going to just keep doing that. Oh, wow. I mean, if he goes all out making Drakes here, then, yeah, he's not going to want a Fatal Push, or he's not going to want to Fumigate. He's played the irrigated farmland. Like, the only card I know he has that... Alright. Jeremiah, you gotta add more lands to this deck, man. This deck is actually very, very mana hungry. It wants to be spending mana in a lot of different ways each turn. Wow, opponent. I'm gonna leave that on top. But we've got to get some more land in this deck. Could have made that. Used it. I don't think I would have done anything else this turn, though. I wouldn't have sacked all of them to make hidden stockpile. I'm just going to use them to draw cards, so doing it next turn is fine as well. I can do it in my upkeep and actually use those. Right, well, at this point, we've got everything we need anyway. Like, if he can't fumigate this, he just loses to this. So, I kind of expect that since he got his tap land last turn, that he now has the 7 mana he needs to cast Approach of the Second Sun. So, I'm hoping that he taps out, cast Approach, will swing at him for a billion and Lost Legacy him. Like, that is the plan. Another Fumigate. Okay. Well, so let's scry. Land bottom. I mean, it's not a horrible play. If this survives, like, this will be a decent turn. So I'll play the Sacred Cat. Scry. Alright, he's going to look for some cards. Hieroglyphic Illumination enters the battlefield, or enters the revealed zone. So he got a Hieroglyphic Illumination. I'm going to put that on the bottom. And pass. I guess I maybe should have used one treasure to make 2 cats. Yeah, maybe. Do the Lost Legacy now? No. No. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. He's got to cast the first one before I cast Lost Legacy. I'm not 100% he left them in the deck. I mean, against a black deck, a lot of times they'll take them out. He may just be a Drakehaven deck right now. And there it is. So maybe he has the answer to it. So we'll play land. I'll draw a card. Okay. We'll attack. Does he make drakes? Sweet. Alright, so he's going to go ahead and tap out beyond counter, which is definitely what I was hoping for. I was worried that he would have some type of counter to stop this Lost Legacy, so I am really glad that he made a Drake. Kind of goes to what I was saying earlier. You can force them into tapping out most of the time, just because that's the way their deck works. So now we'll Lost Legacy Approach. So he has Abandoned Sarcophagus and another Drakehaven in hand. And looks like there are no more approaches. So we're looking at, if we can beat Drakehaven, one more Fumigate and 4 settles, we can win this. Okay, so let's bring back Sacred Cat. Like, I kind of hate doing this and spinning all of my treasures, but now that we've seen what's in his hand, I think this is where we're at. We do need to close this game out. Don't find a Fumigate. Don't find that one-up Fumigate. Renewed Faith? Okay. I can handle Renewed Faith. Another Drakehaven. So he can cycle Renewed Faith and make 1. Renewed Faith costs 2 to cycle, so even with 2 Drakehavens, he's not making multiple Drakes. But peep at the clock. I got you. I'm 2 minutes ahead of him. Alright, well, we're just going to attack. I expect that he's got to stop the 2, like, that are swinging for 8. Those Adorned Pouncers, so cool. I like the art on these. Does he eat something? Does he help me with... He did not. Alright, he just took it. Alright, well, we're both at 15 now. Is he looking for an answer? Is he going to try to race? Alright, so the reason I didn't crack a treasure is because I want to make another Adanto token. And that's the plan for this turn. And if I would have cracked the treasure, I wouldn't have had the... I guess I could have done it on my turn. But I want to save the last treasure for some draw. I mean, I know that you can go that route where you're starting to like sack servos at the beginning of your upkeep. You can do all of that, but from what I'm seeing, we're just kind of going for the gusto here. Would love to see a Chef at Dunes in this deck. Well, I'm going to go ahead and draw a card here. Another stockpile. Well, that's playable. I wonder if he's just naturally drawn that Settle the Wreckage yet. Looks like it. Oh, he's just cycling his Renewed Faith. Okay. I can deal with that. It's not a Settle the Wreckage. That's nice. One Scry is now 8 servos. You're right. It's pretty good. I mean, if he fumigates, though, it's going to be just ridiculous. 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 Find out though. So he's just gonna block a bunch of stuff, take some damage. He goes to 10. We'll pass. Bam! 8 servos. Get it. You think I'm gonna lose? I might. I mean, I think that with the Adanto, we can fight through the Settle the Wreckages. I mean, we looked. We know everything he has in hand. So, I think that we can fight this battle. I just want to hit that Liliana and get this, like, Regal Caracol. You making dudes, dude? What he's drawing for? He really needs to just find a Fumigate. He's got 1 left in the deck. He might have found it. You got your Fumigate? He got it. He got it. He's back at 31. Ouch. All right, well, we'll just attack. So that's the last Fumigate. He can settle, but he cannot Fumigate again. I know that I'm going to be doing this. Sure, we'll put that on top. All right. So we're trying to rebuild. Yeah. Have to rebuild. Rebuilding's hard, you know. Settle the wreckage. And now he gets all of his cast outs and all of that cool stuff. He's got 15 cards in sideboard. He'll have 14 if he decides he wants to start casting these countervailing winds. Casting countervailing winds means he can't settle. So I'm okay with playing this Anointed Procession. If he wants to stop it, then yeah, I'm good with that. He let it happen. Take 8. Okay. So he'll take 6. Go to 21. Alright, that'll work. This board looks messy. The board is very messy. But to fill you in, if you are just tuning in, we have already lost Legacy the Approach. We're in match 2. And so we're set up with pretty good things here. However, he now has his Abandoned Sarcophagus and can start bringing things back from the graveyard. But, I mean, we are making just a ridiculous number of tokens. So, he has to keep up Settle. Another Settle the Wreckage. Okay, well, I mean... mean, we're producing a ton of stuff. So, what, I swing with 21 servos and he has to block? Or he has to settle? And just, like, swing with 21 creatures every turn? Like, here's lethal. Go. Alright, so let's do these 10. Now let's do these 10. There we go. Swinging for lethal. It does look a little silly. The lines that I've taken put us into a really long, grindy game, which I'm prepared for. Is that all of my lands? Alright. So that's all of my basics anyway. And we triggered Revolt. We'll go ahead and Saram. I mean, do you cast that cast out right now? So when he goes to cast the cast out, I mean, we know he's got one more settle. Right? We should be drawing gas. We sure should. Don't play Sarams. Well, I expect that we can force a cast out here if we do play Sarams. Really? He's just going to cycle a Censor. Okay. He has no Fumigates left in the deck. I'm not counting the creatures. I am not counting creatures here, guys. I mean, they're in stacks of 10. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 55, 60. We've got 60 creatures on the battlefield. And he's swinging for almost lethal. Alright, so I actually have to start using my mana to scry. And maybe I should have been doing that a little bit earlier. Can't do anything about it right now. Okay, so we're going to scry. Looking for Lost Legacy, or let's put that on the bottom. Scry again. I need to find a way to gain some life. My own Fumigate, did I leave one in? I'd play that. It doesn't matter about using the Adanto right now because Adanto doesn't gain us it doesn't gain us any life. We know the opponent has a settle in hand, so we have to dig to an answer to settle. Man, that would be nice, right? Cat won't do it. He's going to Field of Ruin my Adanto. That's fine. That is fine. So all of these things I just shuffled away It's close, but it won't work. Okay, well, we've got to get in our upkeep and start again. The plan is to just keep scrying until we either run out of land or hit Lost Legacy. Duress would work. We have to answer, like, we have to gain life right now. Nope, that doesn't gain life. Nope. Oh, do we have an out? Do we even have an out? Authority. Only if we gain life from our cards. Okay, well, Queen's Commission, that ain't gonna do it. Saram's Expertise, that ain't gonna do it. That will do it. I still don't think that we get around the Abandoned Sarcophagus. Like, if he counters us, we're still just in trouble. We do force him to play the Settle here, though, because I'm swinging with all the life linkers. Right, like this is still going to be bad. Alright, well, we put a lethal on him. So, I mean, I guess he just settles here. Okay. Counter it. If he counters it, it's over. Yep. There we go. I couldn't pay for the 21 land that was in it. Remember, this deck only runs 22, so I couldn't pay 21. We don't have all of the lands. Some of them are in the graveyard. Evolving Wilds. Well, it was a good game. It was a good game. Don't quit. Like, I'm not quitting. I'm just dead. I'm not quitting. Yeah, that's just, like, there's a difference in quitting and just being dead on board. Like, I was drawing for my out with the Fumigate, and I knew that he had the option to counter it, but I figured we had to try it. So, yeah. First thing we got to talk about is lands. 22 lands is not enough. This deck is extremely land hungry. And, right, you thought servos were Thopters. They were not. They do not fly. Thopters would be nice. Like, if you had a way to make a Thopter or two, that would be great. That is kind of the weakness to these tokens decks. They're not really strong in air. It's one of the things that I try to play into when I am playing with my Grixis mid-range and I've come up against a token deck. You just really want to get in the air and just start crashing in on them in the air. They do take some time to set up and stuff. And if they start missing lands, then that would be a major problem. So I don't think that the deck needs as many Fatal Push as you're running, as the deck is all about making blockers and stuff. And I'm going to agree here with the Legion's Landing. Legion's Landing is just an absolutely terrific card. But before anything, I'm just going to say let's add the other 2 Evolving Wilds to the deck, take you to 24. You could probably get rid of this Dunes of the Dead. I don't think that Dunes of the Dead is great. Shephet Dunes is so good, it's ridiculous. So I definitely think that Shephet Dunes just has to be in the deck. Now, as far as everything else goes, Treasure Map is great. Queen's Commission seems good. I don't know if you really need... like, everything else is just kind of really good, or falls into that, hey, that's cool when it works, or, you know, as I say it, that's cute. These are the 3 cards that I say fall into the cute category, and probably in this order. Alindra being less cute than Call for Unity. Alindra is just awesome. This card is absolutely amazing. I like this card, and I love this card with Hidden Stockpile. Hidden Stockpile is great. You want me to play it again? Well, you'll have to submit it for this month if you want it to be played again. But if that's the case, I will do it. Liliana Death's Majesty, not quite as, you know, like, it has a place in the deck. It could have a place in the deck, and probably even a better place in the deck than the Vraska, the Scheming Gorgon. So, Luke, have a good night, man. Thanks for stopping in. But Liliana of Death's Majesty seems to just be a really good card. Call for Unity, I didn't get to play with it much, but I have played with it in other decks, and when you're looking for another Anthem or a Lord, Call for Unity is a great Lord, and in a Revolt deck, it just continues to get bigger and bigger and bigger. But it's also one of those things that the deck fundamentally should work without. And I'm going to say that about all 3 of these cards. Fundamentally, the deck should work without these 3 cards, but they are just kind of those extras that help you, you know, get over the top there. The same thing could be said about Harvester, and I'm going to say everything else is kind of part of the deck. I like the Queen's Commissions over Servo Expedition. Giving the Lifelinkers is really good. Legion's Landing, I definitely would like at least another copy or 2 here. So I'm going to throw 2 more copies. I don't think that we should be on 3. But if I started cutting cards out of the main board, I think my first cut would probably be Call for Unity. Just as, you know, it's nice to have that plan. It's nice to have that, you know, that increase in power and toughness, having that Lord effect or Anthem effect, you know, go across the board. But I don't think that it's 100% necessary. And then second, I would probably cut a cat. Just a Sacred Cat. I would cut one of the 3 or the 4 Sacred Cats, and I would probably run it very close to this. If I wanted to go anything else, it would be probably the Alindra, or put in the Harvester into the sideboard. In the sideboard itself, Start to Finish is a good card, but I don't think that you're actually looking for more token producers out of the side. I do like the instant speed half of Start, but yeah, I think that Start to Finish is just kind of one of those cards that it's either going to be in the main board, or you probably don't have room for it in the deck at all. Now, that's just my personal preference. I think that if you're going to have this in the sideboard, normally you're going to say that I have this in there for this deck. And you're probably picking one side of Start to Finish or the other. Now, I do like the fact that you can say, hey, I need more token producers against, you know, red deck, and Start's really good there. And plus, I need, you know, a little bit of kill against these other decks, and Finish is really good there. But for the most part, I think that if there's a specific deck that you want to be bringing Start to Finish in against, then there's probably a specific card that will hate on that deck more so than a Start to Finish. And that's just my personal preference. I do like the card. I just normally like it in the main board. If you're going to run Start to Finish, then remove the Queen's Commission and run the Start to Finish there. As it's still a 3 mana, it does go at instant speed. No, you're not getting the Lifelinkers, but Start to Finish is the same effect. You're going to create 2 bodies. These have Vigilance, and you're going to have the finish in the graveyard after you've cast them. So if you really want Start to Finish, then I think that Queen's Commission should be that card. Liliana's Defeat, I kind of like it. Liliana's Defeat's not horrible. being able to destroy a black creature or a black planeswalker, just outright destroy them, is great. One of the things I sometimes forget about on, Chandra's Defeat is it only deals 3 damage. Like I have thrown Chandra's Defeats at boluses before, and I just don't even realize that I'm only hitting bolus for 5, and it's like, okay. But Chandra's Defeat will actually just, or Liliana's Defeat will actually just destroy. It's not a damage-based spell, so this will get, the Scarab God, things like that. No, the Scarab God's not going to stay gone, but it will get the Scarab God, so there are some options there. Duress, great card. I don't necessarily know if I think that Call to Unity should even be in the deck. I just don't think that the deck needs the Lord effect. You're going to be able to go so wide, and you're going to outvalue from width alone, that you can afford to just swing in with 40 1/1s and just keep going. The longer the game goes, the better off you're going to be. Now, as far as combat tricks, we currently got Rallying Roar. Now, Rallying Roar, let's look at this. This is for 3 mana instant speed. Creatures you control get +1/+1 until end of turn. Untap them. Yes, the untap them effect is very, very nice. It allows you to kind of create some type of surprise. But I personally think that instead of Rallying Roar, that we have a card called Pride of Conquerors. Now, this is a newer card from Rivals of Ixalan, and it has a sand on it. Now, it's 2 mana instant speed and will give your creatures the +1/+1 anthem. However, if you have the City's Blessing, it's going to be a +2/+2 anthem. And that +2/+2 can create such a blowout. I think that is going to be more powerful than Rally. Yes, you do get to untap, but I mean, as we've seen even in our test game or our pilot game there, that the deck does have the ability to go really, really wide, to be able to create extremely ridiculous board states turn after turn. And Pride of Conquerors could just turn that into a crazy, crazy situation. So I think Pride of Conquerors is better than Rally. That is a piece of, that's a preference, that's a choice. I make that because I just think that Pride of Conquerors is just better. That +2/+2 is just going to be awesome. So yeah, I just think that Pride's just more powerful. So look into that if you're looking for just a nice little anthem to bring in out of the side. And then of course I think that if you're going to be using something like Authority, which is really good against red decks and things like that, then you might want another copy of Authority. I've got no problem with Never, as Never will destroy target creature or planeswalker, and then you can, eat it out of the graveyard. I think Vraska's Contempt would be a little bit better, but yeah. Yeah, Pride of Conquerors is just an uncommon, man. If you just didn't know about it, then hey, I'm glad I pointed out this little uncommon for you. Card's great. Oh my goodness, I've been running in Vampires on Arena. The card is phenomenal. I'm using it as in place of my missing Radiant Destinies until I get some more Radiant Destinies. And there's certain points where I'm like, man, I'm just not taking that out of the deck. I really, really like the card, and the card is great. Like it creates blowout board states. And yes, most of the time, they will be, looking around, like giving it a +1/+1 or something like that. There might be a way you could pump it, but they're normally not expecting +2/+2 yet. Not a lot of people are playing Pride of Conquerors, but if people are going to be playing these Ascend decks that pump, I would expect Pride of Conquerors to get a little bit of play. We did see Sam Black put this in his mono black, or you remember the Mardu mono black or mono white, the Mardu mono white deck. He had a copy of this in his Mardu deck, so, or mono white aggro that had Mardu colors. So, Dalton, what's up? Do I think that a deck could play both Pride and Radiant Destiny? Yes, I do. I think that the Vampires deck, the one I'm playing on Arena, I currently have Radiant Destiny and I have Pride of Conquerors to make room for the missing Radiant Destiny. Gruesome Fate. Oh, yeah, Gruesome Fate. What fun. Crook is great. I like Crook. Ixalan's Binding is great. I like Ixalan's Binding. So, Right, it just straight up wins the game. Yeah, it would be. Gruesome Fate would be fun. It would be another one of those cute cards, and I just don't think that the deck has a lot of room for cute as of right now. I just accidentally put that Rallying Roar back in. But remember, Pride of Conquerors is 2 mana, Rallying Roar is 3. That can help. So let me take that Rallying Roar out. But I would run the deck somewhere along these lines. This Aether Sphere Harvester, as everything's getting a little bit more aggro now, I think that the Aether Sphere Harvester should probably stay in the deck. So for this type of go wide token build, by the way, what are my thoughts on Yoshu Vest, or at the top end options come Dominaria? So actually I'm thinking our entire meta is going to get shook up due to some of the legends that are coming out. Now first off, I can't remember exactly which ones you're talking about, but I assume you're talking about like the white creature that I forget the effect I was talking about. But I was looking at one and I was like, wow, this looks great in a tokenless build, but it looked like it was like 5 mana or something like that. You'll have to let me know exactly which card you're talking about. I don't have all the Dominaria legends memorized yet. I'm working on it. But yeah, there's a couple cards I've seen that look like they're going to bring some of our tier 2, tier 1.5 strategies a little bit higher up. And because these tier 1.5 strategies are going to become a little bit more solid, they might actually become tier 1 strategies, or at least shake up the meta enough that our current tier 1 strategies are no longer tier 1. And remember, a tier 1 deck is not tier 1 because of the cards in it and because of what it's doing. It's tier 1 because of how well it defeats all other decks that are currently being played. So like I said for a long time, that I believe that the Sultai Constrictor deck was one of the strongest decks in our format, but it was also one of the worst options to play, as it didn't match up against all of the targeted removal that people were playing. Well, people have started to back off the targeted removal towards the end of Rivals of Ixalan now, and we're starting to see a lot more of Constrictor decks started to rise up. So as those Constrictor decks start getting more play, we'll start to see more targeted removal come back, and that will again push those Constrictor decks back down, and those Constrictor decks should open up the way for Grixis midrange to get right back up in the top 8 where we would expect it, as Grixis midrange kind of suffers a little bit when the meta's in control. So this is something that we always see. We're always seeing, yes, you can use Jace's Defeat on the Scarab God. Yes, that is a blue card, and Whirler Virtuoso and a bunch of others. But yeah, that's my thoughts and ideas on how the meta shifts and things. So I am expecting a lot of cards to really shake up the meta come Dominaria because of how powerful some of the sagas are, how powerful some of the other effects that we're getting, the legendaries. There's so many legendaries that I'm still trying to remember which one's which, and which one's which color, and which one does things. Like the spoilers are so, I hate to say it, the spoilers are so ugly because they haven't released all the arts yet, and the cards don't look right and stuff like that. So for me, it's just a little hard to store everything in my head. I cannot remember a card name or the converted mana cost or the effect until I see the image of the card, and across the room I'm like, oh, I know exactly what that card does, but it's because I need to see the image, and that's just kind of how my brain stores things. So I really need to start getting the arts. I never realized how much I loved Magic art, even though I don't look at it as much. But until our latest set of spoilers had no art, I'm like, no, I need that art. I need to be able to link that picture to an effect. So when I see the picture, I know if it spells my doom or not. But anyway, yeah, Sporlings look great. Sporlings look so good. Sporlings with Tindershoot Dryad and all the other stuff. I know Hefe is all over that, but yeah, that was our tokens build. This is my thoughts on it. I hope that you just take it with a grain of salt. Put more land in this deck. Don't run it like that. Don't do yourself like that. I would rather you flood out and be able to stick those extra mana into scries to make sure that you don't continue to flood than to get stuck on 3 mana and not be able to get anywhere. So I would actually like only really start my scry engine to avoid the continuance of a flood, but the deck is extremely hungry when it comes to mana. Like, you're wanting to be able to have all the mana in the world so you can continue to. I wonder how long that's been. Thank you, guys. I was saying that, you know, if you're going to run the Evolving Wilds, if you're going to run the extra Shepherd Dunes, like, that's going to help you, because, like, I know you were saying that running 22 lands, you were counting on having hidden stockpile, but deck construction says that you were kind of not counting on having hidden stockpile on turn 2. Otherwise, if you were really depending on a turn 2 hidden stockpile, you'd be running 4 of these, and they don't even hurt in multiples. So, like, personally, I think that you should probably either, like, squeeze in an extra hidden stockpile, or, like, you could drop a Saram's Expertise. I know Saram seems good, but hidden stockpile is so good that you're probably going to want that hidden stockpile. Especially with the fact that you can start to save yourself from getting lands later in the deck. Plus, the extra Evolving Wilds will help thin lands out of the deck and trigger the stockpile and everything. So yeah, that's the way I would run it. If you want to run all 3 or run all 4 of the hidden stockpiles, you can. I probably would, especially if you really want to have it. So, right? He's like, Lamp's like, you're talking too much, man. Just get to the next deck. We've already seen this deck. Let's go. Let's go. All right, Lamp, we're doing it. We're going to Abzan Gift. Now, I need an Angel of Sanctions for this, don't I? Right? Just need an Angel of Sanctions. Let's do that really quick. I'll just pick up an Angel. Ah. I gotta get a chair with a back on it. This thing's killing me. What? No Angel of Sanctions? I'm hurt. I'm hurt, West Coast. Let's go to the other West Coast bot. I could just trade for it, but it might take like 2 or 3 minutes, and I would rather just like grab this 99-cent card and move on. So, Angel of Sanctions, bam. How much is this card? Perfect. Well, it's not 99 cents. 2 tickets. That's okay. We can make do with that. Now we just have Angel of Sanctions. Yay. Yay. Alright, so... yeah, there's the other Abzan Gift. Anyway, the original version of this deck was what you see before you here. We played around with the deck a little bit. The deck's a lot of fun. We've got a lot of cute cards in it, and we did try to hang on to some of that. Like, it's a different take on GPG. When constructing this, we knew that we're not going to be actually playing for like the most competitive deck in Standard. Otherwise, we would just play blue-white GPG, because, you know, that is a top-tier version of GPG, and we know that that version of the deck works really, really well. What Saxadillo did here was he actually decided he wanted to try some of the other colors that other people aren't trying to run, and he decided to run those. And we've seen with Saffron Olive's version of green-white, Watley, his green-white Watley deck, the Cultivator of Blades can just be an absolute bomb. And when you're bringing that back with the GPG, this comes back as a 6/6, and at that point, you know, if you have, like, say, an Angel on the battlefield, you know, that's a 7/7. You're talking about Angel alone is swinging for 14, or was it 13 damage? Because Angel doesn't give itself the buff. But yeah, I mean, you're talking a lot of damage coming really, really quick. So the 1-up Cultivator of Blades is going to make the cut. But anyway, I'll let you guys kind of look over the original version of it here. And it does work kind of like combo. We are throwing cards into the graveyard ASAP so that we can, you know, flip with Gate to the Afterlife. A lot of you guys might be like, why are you still in white and not running Refurbish? And that's because we have a fairly high creature count. The creature count is at 32. If I had a lower creature count, I would probably run Refurbish. And I wouldn't even argue if somebody said that they wanted to throw a 1 or 2 copy of Refurbish in the deck, but I do believe that the deck is mainly a Gate to Afterlife build of GPG. So let's take a look at what we did with the deck after coffee time. Now, there's not a ton of changes here, but we ended up going with a Panharmonicon. Because we don't have blue or red for discarding cards and things, and the only real discard is a Gate to Afterlife, we're going to need to get as much effect out of our Explorers as possible. Plus, we got a lot of other really cool cards that go really well with Panharmonicon. So we did end up with a couple Panharmonicons in the deck. Remember, in building, we had already decided that this was not tier 1, that we wanted to go with a good idea, that we wanted to just see if we could make it work. And making it work, we needed more Enter the Battlefield triggers. Panharmonicon kind of fit the bill for that. And there's a lot of cool things we can do with Panharmonicon. You can Kitesail Freebooter. You can, you know, get extra triggers from Seeker's Squire or Merfolk Branchwalker, which, if you guys watch the Sultai GPG deck, you know that these two cards were staples in the Sultai GPG. So I do like Seeker's Squire and Merfolk Branchwalker in these builds, and you guys know how much I loathe Merfolk Branchwalker. Same for Jadelight Ranger. Jadelight Ranger is really good here. When you get those additional triggers, you're going to get 4 Explorers if you have a Panharmonicon down, which is just, that's a lot. You just start dumping cards into the graveyard. That is a lot. You hope Saffron Olive sees Panharmonicon in action. Well, I mean, we're talking Panharmonicon and Cultivator of Blades. Think having a Panharmonicon out, GPGing back a Cultivator of Blades, getting double triggers on it with haste. You've got an 8/8 swinging, giving your entire board 8 power, 8 toughness. Come on, right? The jank is real right here, guys. I think it's a good card, and Fabricate works really well for building a board state as well, so if we have to hardcast this, then we hardcast it. But we've got a lot of 5 converted mana cost here. We wouldn't be a good GPG deck worth its salt if we didn't have Angel of Invention. Angel of Invention is just one of those terrific cards. This is our typical finisher. We're looking at, you know, getting this back with a GPG ASAP, but this deck is 100% prepared to fight the long fight, and we'll hardcast this if we absolutely need to. So also, we've got Walking Ballista. Walking Ballista is really, really good with the number of Phoenixes in the format right now. Walking Ballista is terrific. Panharmonicon, Chupacabra, need I say more? Right? And then let's talk about the sideboard. We've got some really, really good options. No, we did not go with Lost Legacy. There are no Lost Legacies in the deck. The deck's just not about that. We just don't have time for it. If we lose to Approach, then we lose to Approach. We actively decided that in order to make the deck stronger against other decks, we would have to give up on fighting Approach. And I honestly don't think there are a ton of approaches in this deck. Should put Tindershoot Dryad in, would be great from the look. Tindershoot Dryad actually had a spot in the deck during construction, and we decided against Tindershoot Dryad as the card sets up very slow. On GPG, with GPG, you're normally wanting something that's going to give you the effect at that moment. Not necessarily you play this and let things happen later. We want to affect the board, affect things right now, and Tendershoot Dryad actually does not fit that bill. Tendershoot Dryad, you create it and then it starts making spores later. So Tendershoot Dryad kind of lost out. We only really had the room for the one. In our answer for approach, the answer is normally just we're going to try to hit Gonti as much as possible, pull some counter spells from them. We will, against a deck that doesn't have creatures, we're just going to try to hit as many Gontis as absolutely possible. Yes, there probably could have been a Liliana in this deck somewhere, but I lost. I lost on that one. I tried. Carnage Tyrant, yes, James, Carnage Tyrant is here. I like Carnage Tyrant. Carnage Tyrant's so good against like tokens decks and stuff like that, so yeah. Right, we've got some answers, like we can give approach a hard fight, but for the most part, our plan is to like Gonti and Kitesail Freebooter them and just keep eating at them. Against control, we can bring in Deathgorge Scavengers, so that they can't bring back cards with the Scarab God or something. But for the most part, we're kind of an aggro deck and are basically stuck keeping an aggro hand. I will say that I did not win with this in testing when we were playing for coffee time, so I'm hoping that we have a little bit of a better run with it. So, James, you like it too? James, did you get a chance to see that play of Big Red? Alright, so we've got a Concealed York. We've got all of the things I have to keep. We are land short of really having everything, but I can't not keep this hand. This is 100% a keeper. There's no red. Oh, by the way, for the Horde, I don't know what I should have put there, but that should be up. Just for you for the Horde. I know you were always talking about the credits. Now I'm going to lean off screen here, guys, and drink. Take a drink. So I don't have my sock to cover the can, so bear with me. There we go. Yep. We're against some deck that played a mountain. That's an old Zendikar mountain. Man, look at that. I like that. Those Hedrons just getting destroyed. Don't you spray my cat. Don't you spray my cat. No. Don't you spray my cat. Don't do it. Alright. Whew. I think he sounds like a monster. They're called Electric Monkey. And they taste like Red Bull. He sprayed my cat! Oh! Oh! The pain. He did spray my cat. You love Panharmonicon just as much as Saffron Olive, so you bought 12 of them 2 months ago. It's a good card. I kind of feel that way about Pia's Revolution, and then Sunbird's Invocation come out, and now I feel that way about Sunbird's Invocation. I have clearly put Sunbirds in more decks than it should be in, so... Oh no! How many land did we put in this thing, Zax? I can't believe we lost with this board state. What? We're playing against red-white Sunbirds. Wow. Alright, so he's got the white land. He doesn't have double red. I'm going to take the settle. Maybe I should have taken the cheapest one and made him spend the most expensive. But yeah, we're playing against red-white Sunbirds. Man, I love this deck. This deck is so sweet. Or I like my version of it anyway. I normally keep red-white approach here. I'm always building off of it though, but yeah, red-white approach, good deck. I've played it 2 or 3 times, or a couple different versions of it, but awesome deck. I have a lot of fun with the deck. Alright. I know I've played this 13 guy before. Come on, land. Come on, land. Be there. Come on. Oh, I gotta put it in the grave. Well, he'll Sweltering Suns here, or should. I was hoping for land, but doesn't look like we're gonna get there. There's the Suns. Land. Hey, we got it. A turn too late. Oh well. Oh well. You look to count cards and we were sideboarding, it looked like. Right, fuel for the gate. Just fuel for the gate. I mean, he does run a braid though, so I am worried about that, but we'll find out. Scavenger Grounds, he's gonna sack it now? Wow, opponent, that was your second white source. Wow. Okay. I mean, Azor's Gateway is good, but it doesn't actually net you cards, and you never get back the cards that were there. I originally thought Azor's Gateway was great, and a lot of people started building around it. We were building all kinds of different decks with Azor's Gateway and stuff like that. But where do you see those decks now, right? Like most people went, yeah, that's nice, but I'll run Treasure Map, or I'll run something else. So even though Azor's Gateway looks really good and the loot effect is really good, especially late game, I do like it with a lot of... Really? Sure. I do like it with a lot of cycling lands and stuff like that, because Azor's Gateway... Wow, I mean, we got 3 gateways down. Azor's Gateway will allow you to, you know, if you're filling your hands up with a bunch of Explorer creatures, like stuff like that, and you're filling your hands up with a bunch of lands, you can start just tucking those lands under the gateway and trading those out. So I do like that, but in my experience, I'm like Boros there. I think that Boros is right, that Treasure Map is just easier to use. You'll get those scries along the way, and you'll end up getting either more mana to do things with, or you'll get to trade that in for cards. So that gives you a whole bunch of different options, and you can kind of use that at will. Plus, treasures work kind of like energy as far as being parasitic. If you lose the map or something like that, like if they destroy it with a Field of Ruin or something after it's flipped, then, oh my goodness! If you destroy it or something after a flip, then the good part of map will be, come on, land. Sweet, we got a land. The good part is that you can use those treasures to do other things with. So kind of like energy, treasures are an extra resource, but they're just a permanent on the battlefield, so they can be interacted with and things like that. But there are a lot of different things that can use treasures. Like, I really like Captain Lannery's Storm in this deck and stuff, so. Right? Do we go for the Panharmonicon, or is he just going to, like, get there? Silent Gravestone. What a weird deck. Main board Silent Gravestone. Well, I don't think GPG targets. So, we should be okay. I'm going to Panharmonicon. And we're just going to set up for, like, a huge kill. I mean, next turn we're looking at Kitesail Freebooter, try to, like, take 2 of his best cards. We know he's got to settle the wreckage. We know he's got, like, Fumigate still. So we know he's got Sunbird's Invocation. He hasn't cast yet. So we've got the Scavenger Grounds. Yeah, we know he's got a few cards here. So if he goes ahead and plays Sunbird's Invocation this turn, then that's gonna be bad. But we can make do. Another Gate to the Afterlife. Wow. Alright, so let's see what he's got. Wow, he's going to go ahead and pitch some cards and flip some cards. Okay. He threw an Approach. He threw Approach. Wow. So let's grab Settle. And Fumigate. So he's got land on top. Kitesail Freebooter taking 2 cards seems good, right? Yeah, I couldn't take his Sunbirds in time, but man, I can't believe he played Blood Sun on us. This is supposed to lose its Sacrifice a Desert, exile all cards in all graveyards. This is a mana ability. This should be fine. Branchwalker. Did he play the Inspiring? He threw a Field of Ruin under there. So he still has Inspiring Vantage in hand. Okay, well, I'll go ahead and play Branchwalker. What are we playing? We're playing a Abzan GPG deck. I'm going to put that in the grave. Kitesail Freebooter. And I wish I had a way to draw it. I think I'm going to put that in the grave as well. So Panharmonicon turns Merfolk Branchwalker into Jade Light Ranger. So, you know, that's not cool. Or that's not bad. Yeah, Kitesail's great. No, that's a Stone Quarry. I looked to see if Inspiring was on the field, but it wasn't. Oh goodness, he's made 20 mana. And now he can cast a Braid. So we're going to say yes. I'm going to get rid of Choop. We're going to say yes. And I'm going to get rid of Choop. We're going to say yes. And I'm going to get rid of Angel of Invention. And it's GPG time. He made an emblem. Fumigate. Okay. And off of Fumigate, he finds Second Sun, Cast Out, Inspiring Vantage. So he's going to cast the Cast Out. And he's going to take Panharmonicon. Okay. That's okay. So we're going to say yes. We're going to throw this away. We're going to say okay, yes. I'm going to throw the angel away. We're going to say okay, yes. Branchwalker. Okay, yes. Jade Light Ranger. Okay, yes. Seeker's Squire. And we're gonna say, okay, yes. Seeker Squire. We'll go ahead and crack the gate to the afterlife. And we'll pull the one out of our hand. Alright, well, he got rid of 15 cards in the grave. We have a Godpharaoh's Gift. Maybe I should have played around that a little bit differently. He does need to hit like Braid or something. Gideon's Intervention. So he chose the Gideon's Intervention. What do you call with Gideon's Intervention? Yeah, why not toss GPG? Because I was thinking that I couldn't target GPG from the graveyard if I tossed it. So if I would have tossed it, for some reason I forget that Silent Gravestone can actually sack the graves. I think it just makes things untargetable. So there was a reason I didn't toss it, was because I didn't think that I could target it while it was in the graveyard with Gate to the Afterlife. But you're not targeting it. You're searching for a card name. Yeah. So I wouldn't have been targeting it. GPG plays around target real well. And that's probably just a major punt on my part. So, bam, there goes GPG again. Sunbird's Invocation, definitely getting away from us here. Just the value. Well, that's horrible. I just went through half my deck. I got rid of all the creatures. Oh, goodness. We do need to just top deck lands. Right, I knew the GPG's effect didn't target, so I was okay with that part. That's why I was okay with just throwing everything in the grave, but I completely forgot he could pay 4 mana and exile, draw a card. That I completely forgot about. Is he working on flipping another one? Okay. I assume he doesn't try to flip this. He's just throwing lands away with it. Well, we're not dead. We've got a little bit of time. And GPG decks can come back, so... Oh, goodness. Goodness gracious. I'm about to scoop. Yeah, I'm about to scoop on this. It's bad. Yeah, that Silent Gravestone was a blowout. I should have kept some creatures in hand and threw away some lands. Like, kept enough to hard cast at least. I don't know. We have Gate to the Afterlife, so things might get good if he decides he wants to kill something. Doesn't look like he's going to, though. So... not a land. Not a land. I know we still got Settle. Yeah, taking the Magma Spray is really good there because... well, can't... Did I forget to play a land that turn? I did, didn't I? Never give up. Never surrender. You know, I read that you have never tested this deck. So, don't tell me that your untested decks hate me. They're completely untested. We haven't played them. So, that's kind of part of it. Like, people ask you on Reddit, looks good. Have you tested it? Nope. That's what Zach says. Nope. We're just going to let it get the votes and we'll let Eric test it. That's what happens. So, yeah. I'm blaming it on you, Zach. Ooh. Alright. So... oh, that's right. It's not Dominaria yet. I can't just target Chandra. I wanted to target Chandra. I am doing this now. Try to hit Chandra for another. I mean, he may just cast his Settle here. Alright, there's Settle. And he's got Sweltering Sun, Chandra, Azor's Gateway to pick from. So, yeah. What's up, play? That's what you did with the black-white deck? Yeah. I'm not testing it. We'll let Eric test it. That's what Sideboardmtg's for. Do we want a forest, another black source, another green source? Let's take another green source. So 1, 2, we got 2 cards in the grave. Alright, well. I mean, he's just trading lands to this gateway. That's pretty cool. He's got nothing but lands under it. Which is what I said was like the best effect for gateway. Like, just being able to trade lands to it, absolutely terrific. I don't know why you guys keep voting for Zach's decks. Zach's like, because they're good. They just make me go on tilt. Oh, goodness. Goodness gracious. So, Jade Light explores. So he magma sprays it. Alright. Ballista in the grave. Angel? And we're gonna go servos. I mean, if he ultimate Chandra, we're in trouble. Like, honestly, I don't even know how, if we can, like, are we on the clock plan? Are we gonna have to clock this guy? What's up, Sean? And Miss Susan, she's there. Alright, Fumigate. Alright. Well, Fumigate will give me a couple triggers here. We do have one card in hand so that we can kind of keep our best one. Alright, so he's going to look at 5. So we're going to say yes. I'll get rid of the forest. We're going to say yes. We're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Scatter groves. Swamp. Swamp. I'm gonna deck myself here. Well, here we go. Let's see what happens. Well, Field of Ruin won't be bad. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. Panharmonicon. 1, 2. We'll pull Godpharaoh's Gift. 1, 2. I don't think I need to keep up a green. And we're going to say yes, we want to search our library, and we'll pull the other. Alright, so what do we want? I think I want Angel of Invention. And we're going to go servos. Counters. And we're going to pick the other angel. We're going to go counters and servos. going to go Gideon and 13. So we're going to hit Gideon and we're going to hit 13 and we're going to see what he does. I mean, he can make like a billion white and cast whatever he has in hand. Wow. Settle the wreckage. You got me. You got me. Well, that happened. I'm glad I made some servos. Yeah. Don't find in a braid. You get bored watching Control. At least mid-range has a bit of both. Right. That's the truth. I know I've played this guy 13 before. I know I've seen him. Oof. We got 8 cards left in deck. We know he's got like approach coming. So, I mean, he's got 12 cards left in deck, and we know that approach is nearby. So, if I was him, I would just fire off approach, cast the other approach, win this game, and move on into the next one. But apparently he's waiting. Right, yeah, this is jank. Rush, go vote the aggro builds up. Hey, you know, you guys have control over what I'm playing here based on, you know, the aggro of the game. Wow, I don't know where I should go with this. Like, do we just keep playing it? Like, just keep our time as high as possible? Let him just keep, like, casting spells and resolving triggers. Let's see if we can clock him. Yeah. Hey, there's a ton of decks that people want to see. I mean, I've played Green Black Explorer. Maybe not like a version that you're looking for, but I have played Green Black Explorer. An updated list of Rose Saram. Well, remember, when Dominaria hits, we're going to be restarting the Reddit. Like, we do this every block. When a new block comes out, like what got played out of that block, that got played. Everybody else, you know, we're just trying to start for a new one. So I think Dominaria, what, the pre-release comes on, I think the pre-release is on like the 20th. I may be wrong, but I think it's the 20th. So pretty much anything built after the 20th well, yeah, the pre-release is the 20th. Kill me with a Chandra emblem. Alright, so we want Gonti. We don't need Sacred Cat. Angel of Sanctions is great. He's got a bunch of board wipes and settles and all that other good stuff. Brash is going to be good. Binding is going to be good. We don't need Choops. Although most of the time these decks have a really transformational sideboard. So that might be something to worry about. And I'll just take out one Ballista and we'll roll back like that. Maybe Carnage Tyrant, but I don't like Carnage Tyrant against, you know, decks that are just all about Settle and Fumigate. Like, I think those are the worst decks to be running Carnage Tyrant in. I'm going to mulligan this. Oh, it's still not keepable. Come on, deck. Not like this. Not like this deck. Alright, Zax. What did we do wrong? Did we put land in this? What did we do wrong? Maybe it's my fault. Where are we at? 21 land. That's what we did wrong. Sorry about that. There we go. 21 lands in a GPG deck. That's not unheard of. Like the Jeskai GPG decks and stuff, those all run 21. Most of the Jeskai GPG decks run 19. So, yeah. The win con costs 3. The win con costs 3, and in the other ones it costs 4. If you are planning to cast a 7 mana GPG, that should be like the worst case scenario that you had to cast it. So, I don't really know what to say here. Like, maybe that game would have went a little bit different if I hadn't just dumped all those cards in the graveyard. But, yeah, I'm going to run it back one. Well, okay, so the combo decks do, though. And it's normally because you only need, like, 3 mana to get the deck started. Like, we don't need Anointed Procession or anything like that. As long as we get our 3rd land, you can normally play most of your cheap little creatures. You got a lot of Explorer, things like that, which the Scry is not quite Explore. We're going to try this one more time. And the lands may be so bad that we can't actually mulligan. Yeah, I'll put that on top. So we're going to try it here. I am running this one back. I didn't feel good about how it played. Although I will say that in this game I will be highly likely to just scoop if things aren't going good, and we'll move on. I mean, if the deck doesn't work, it doesn't work. And remember, we were just building to see if... I think I'll just go ahead and play this, right? We were building to just to see if it would work in these colors, but there's a reason the GPG decks have all been in the other colors. So this was just an attempt to put it in colors that it's normally not run in. Right, zombie tokens. I think there's a bunch of new cards that are going to be awesome. Lily's little brother? Is it really him? Because that's cool. I mean, does he braid my gate to the afterlife here? I mean, I'm expecting the red-green deck to be on a braid, so... Alright, we'll pass. Doesn't that thing cost like 10 mana when it kicked? You don't like it? What? There's a lot of people that feel that way, that Arena is kind of not for them. Arena is supposed to be for the casual player, but I'm going to say this, like, I just got my second, like, the channel. I applied in November for the channel to get Arena. Well, there's our land. I applied in November for the channel to get Arena access. Now, I got my personal Arena access a long time ago for mine and my wife's account that we play with at home. We've always shared a Magic Online account. But anyway, we got Arena access, and we've been playing that since they gave it to us, And then I just got mine on the 6th, and tomorrow is their stress day. So if you have applied for Arena, check your email. You might actually have a code that's ready to rock and roll. I think I just... play another gate and swing. We might actually be on that hardcast Godfarrow's Gift plan. But right. Arena seems like for my second account that it's exactly as I had feared. My first account, we started on that early. We got into it. We got to playing it hardcore. It was really, really good. I had a lot of fun with it. And with that account, we can still get on there. We have, you know, a good solid deck, and we can just crush people. If he's playing Teamer Birds, then awesome. Hey, look, your deck won, Zax. That kind of happens, right? But yeah, as far as Arena goes, you know what? Actually, let's go ahead and get done with this last deck. I'll just pull Arena up for a few minutes here on Subscriber Sunday, and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. And it's how I feel about Arena. So we'll play this next deck. Oh, I shouldn't have jumped into a game with this. We should have talked about the deck first. So I guess it'll be kind of a surprise for you guys, but it's Sunbird's Invocation and Brass's Bounty. So here we go. Hour of Promise. We got all kinds of really cool stuff. I'll just go ahead and play our tap land. All right. A cat. Not a cat. Well, it's just gonna be a real GPG deck. It's gonna be a real GPG deck. I'm gonna be in so much trouble here. You're a simple man. He sees Glorybringer, and he's happy. I like the way you think. I kind of wish I hadn't pulled that extra Brass's Bounty, but if we do just happen to live to get this Sunbird's Invocation down, things are about to get crazy. We do need to start hitting some land, though. I mean, the only thing you need is what? 55 land, 56 lands, and 4 Glorybringers, and you can win? Right? Like, that's all you need, right? You love Grass's Brownie. Grass's Bounty. What? Shapers? It ain't looking good, guys. It ain't looking good. Lifecrafter's Bestiary. Bestiary. Cat, so mine. This is the same guy that just scooped, by the way. I just realized that. When I closed the other game out, it was Lord Sir William, and we're currently playing Lord Sir William. So this is the same guy that just scooped against your other deck. He's like, forget this, I'm playing cats. Let's just play the cats deck. Untap land, come on. Untap land. I think I would even Hour of Promise right now with an untapped land. We're not just dead yet, and if we get this Sunbird's Invocation down, we are going so ham. By the way, check the emojis. There should be a ham. That's right, we can go ham now. Well, the die was a placeholder anyway, so. But I got my little ham. He's a flying pig. He goes ham. He's a flying pig, we call him Ham. Hammy, that's right. When we're on fire, we're going ham. I thought it was cool. Ooh, alright. So do I let him draw a card and play Glorybringer? Alright, so let's look at this. If we Hour of Promise, next turn we can Brass's Bounty and cast Sunbird's Invocation. And then the turn after that just cast everything. Like, can we live that long? I'm going to go for it. find out. Alright, so what do I need here? We can go Sheltered Thicket. Field of Ruin. Whoa, hold on. Let's cancel that Sheltered Thicket. And let's get Desert, make some blockers, right? So we go if near Deadlands. Now I have a Hashep Oasis and a Field of Ruin. So we'll just get the Ifni Rivulet. And this way we at least have blockers. So yeah. Now we just need to buy a little bit of time and get down this Sunbird's Invocation without him like Ixalan's binding it or something. And I'm hoping that he doesn't have a ton of bindings, but Desert and something else. Well, we had to get double Desert, right? Like, because we only had one Desert, so I had to get double Desert. I know this looks like a scavenger ground, so it's not. Alright, well, we're going to go this route. We're going to save ourselves the 3 points of damage. We're going to take 3, go to 9. I mean, if he wants to spend the energy, he can. If he doesn't spend the energy, then he won't. I mean, if he does spend the energy, he won't have any energy left. So, I'm good with that. I know it's a cat deck, and he's not going to need a lot, but... Oh, wow, you got pumped to save this thing? Wow. Wow, opponent. If you were going to do that, why even spend the energy? Could have took it to 5. Marionette Master. Oh. Okay, so he can do 4, 5, 6, 7. If he has another piece of pump, we're dead. Alright, let's look at this. Brass's Bounty says we will get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 treasures. Okay. And then I can cast Sunbird's Invocation. We'll have 1 additional treasure. That does us no good. I have to try it. I have to go for it. We gotta go for it. Hey dude, if you got me, you got me. Are we at 2 or are we dead? Ooh. Alright, well, he's gonna kill me. You're probably right. He's probably gonna kill me. He's gotta have a pump, right? Come on, show me that appeal. Ooh, Shephet Dunes will kill me. Regal Caracol. That'll do it. That'll do it. Alright, let's look at the sideboard here. Well, Sir William Wallace. Alright, the first spell you can cast in this deck is 3 converted mana cost. I've got to fix that. So we've got to get this up. It's probably going to be one of the first things I really talk about in this deck. Is I'm not wanting River's Rebuke. Hour of Glory is good. There are no board wipes in this deck whatsoever. All right, what else do we have? What do we have options? We have 4 Lost Legacies, 4 Dispossess. Yeah. Not a lot of options here, so I think that I just run it back like this. No Sweltering Suns in the deck, which is a little bit strange. We're gonna see what happens here with the ramp, and we're just gonna roll with it. Maybe I should have played Dragon Skull first. I was just gonna play it on 2. Yeah, maybe I should have just played it first. I was just thinking I have to have green by 3. I don't know why I just played that. So not a punishing play though, but technically would be a punt, right? Like maybe I should have went the Glorybringer route there and like started killing stuff, but he would have drew more cards, and I'm not really fond of that. Not even fond of taking the 1 life here to cast this Spring to Mine, but I'm going to. And I think I get another blue source, Or maybe maybe a green, maybe like another sheltered thicket or something like that. But oh wait, we can't do that. We have to get the basics. This is not Hour of Promise. My bad. So do I get another mountain, another black source, so I can if near Deadlands if I have to. And the opponent said he has this deck, or a deck like it. A mountain for Glorybringer? Well, you're probably right. Maybe I should have gotten a mountain for Glorybringer, so I could have played it next turn. Yeah, you are probably right. Rebuke is not a good card in your opinion? I'm going to say that Rebuke is probably not like the greatest card. But it's also not like just horrible either. The opponent said, I asked him did he like this deck, and he said he does, but he's been having trouble with it tonight. So I can see why. It looks like there's a lot of aggro getting played lately. Well, here goes Glorybringer. Glorybringer in all of his glory. So I exert this, and then he Blossoming Defenses the Pride. No, he's just going to get rid of it now. Well, that happened. That did happen, folks. No board wipe. We're not catching up from this. Like, this deck plays like combo. We have got to combo off, or we've got nothing. Crush of Tentacles, that is. Right. Well, I remember playing Cyclonic Rift and loving it, so I think the only thing I can do here is kill this guy. We'll take 3, we'll go to 4, unless he like land Regal Caracal, and then we'll be at 1. And then we'll be dead. The problem is we're not doing, yep, there's land Regal Caracal. Right, this deck should have Sweltering Suns in it. So I actually think what we just played is legit what I was expecting from this deck in the first place. And again, like, I don't want to just talk trash about the deck, but we're in a spot in our meta right now that if you're not doing anything, like, the only thing in this deck that you can do before turn 4 is cast one of the 3 copies of Bonus Hunger, other than just play lands. So I don't think that that is where you want to be. We've got both 3 copies of Hour of Glory and 4 copies of Vraska's Contempt. The deck is so heavy onto those things, but yet it needs double red, it needs to have green. The River's Rebuke, I think that the River's Rebuke just does not belong in the deck. We shouldn't be playing it at all. This should be Sweltering Suns, including in the sideboard. So when you're running a deck that has absolutely nothing to do like this one does, you're going to need some way to wipe the board. You need to be able to reset the board. I would rather see this deck splashed into white than I would into blue, if the only thing you're splashing into blue for is where's Suns? Where's the sweltering Suns? Oh, that's right. I don't own any. Anyway, Sweltering Suns is going to be the way you want to go here, or at least Yahini's Expertise, but I don't think these River's Rebuke are going to make the cut. The additional Hour of Glory out of the sideboard, you're not going to want that either. You're going to want some way to deal with the creatures that are on the battlefield. Yeah, I like Bonus Hunger, I like things like that. Yeah, you are a ramp deck, you're going to be doing things. However, when Glorybringer is one of the only creatures in the deck, I understand Marionette Master being one of the only creatures in the deck, but even with this combo, like if you're not actually affecting the board at all until like turn 6 or 7, then man, that's just not really going to be good for you. Like, it's super slow. It's way too slow to be playing in our meta. Our meta is speeding up a lot. People have learned that, you know, there's a lot more people trying to play control and things like that. And if you can kill your opponent by turn 5 or 6, then your opponent is not going to be able to do anything. So, hey, what's up, Retro Arcade fan? How you doing? Yeah, Suns would just be like just so much better in this deck. Because you're not getting into those turns if you're having to 1-for-1 these cards, and that's kind of why Vampires is so good. Vampires just absolutely hates on these targeted removal because they're 1-for-1ing, and you're playing one card that will create 2 bodies, and the only way they can remove a body is to single target it. So they're using one card to answer one creature when you used one card to create 2 creatures, and that is a straight up 2-for-1. And that is what Magic's all about. When you can start getting more 2-for-1s than your opponent can, more than likely you are going to win those games. So, like, out of all things I really want to take out of this deck, the deck's construction's fine. I mean, as far as like what you want to do, you're wanting to cast Sunbirds, and you're wanting to cast this Brass's Bounty, and then from there you get to just cast everything in the world. By the time Brass's Bounty goes off, you get to actually, you know, look at 7 cards, find a Marionette Master, use that Marionette Master, and then like sack everything on the stack, make a bunch of mana, kill your opponent right then and there. Really easy to actually make that work, but unfortunately I don't think that you need most of the cards in this. What I would like to see is the construction of this deck actually shifted a lot more to protect the deck, to protect the player, or to protect you. Let's face it, you're the one slinging spells, to protect you to get into those turns. So something like these Bonus Hungers here, I would rather see those 3 in the sideboard and just see the targeted Abrades in the main board. That's going to help you a lot for some other stuff. The Vraska's Contempts I'm good with. If you want to leave those in the main, those are great. As far as Lost Legacies, I don't believe you need that many Lost Legacies. Maybe if you want to bring in 3, that's fine. I don't believe you need 4 Dispossesses. I mean, what artifact are you really looking at pulling out? You can say GPG, you can do some things like that, but yeah, I would actually like to put more Suns in the main board. Like, rather than having more targeting removal, like, I would be okay with playing, you know, these 3 Suns here. Let's convert it. There we go. So I would actually be more inclined to play it like this, as if you come up against a control deck, you're against a control deck, having those Hour of Promises and the Vraska's Contempts are both going to be like dead cards in your hand. Abrade, you can normally get away with using that to kind of get rid of like a treasure map or something. Like, you can normally get away with using an Abrade, but Sweltering Suns itself is going to be what you want to like help get you into that later game. And the deck is built to have the red, so we might need to go like play with the mana base a little bit more to guarantee that you can get that red early enough to protect yourself. But remember, even in a control matchup, you can cycle these away. So as far as the sideboard goes, you know, as of right now, we've got a couple other spots left in the deck now that we've cut some things. You could probably get rid of another Vona's, and you could probably get rid of 1 Hour, just giving you like copy 5 and 6 of your Vraska's Contempt. If you need more than 5 Vraska's Contempts or 6 Vraska's Contempts, then something's probably going on. So You know, that's going to leave you 5 more cards to put in some other hate cards in the sideboard. I get why you have blue in the deck, because, you know, Spring to Mind is great, so you could leave that alone, like leave it the way it is, and you'd be fine. I do think that the deck would probably play a little bit smoother in its current conception. However, I don't believe you need 3 Haship Oasis. You really only need like 1 or 2 Haship, 1 or 2 Ifnir Deadlands. The Ifnir Rivulets is the one that I always want to have like 3 or 4 of. And mainly that is just because a lot of times these Hour of Promises decks will get into this for the Horde. Oh my goodness. Seriously. Oh my goodness. Anyway, Sweltering Suns is going to help you with the speeding up meta. So if you do play this, consider, out of all things that I could say for my advice, would be move some things around. You've got some really great cards here. Move some things around and find you some selection. Like, you're going to need some card selection. You're going to need a way to, you know, sweep the board and things like that. So if you decided you wanted to put like either Azor's Gateway in here, which is good to cycle through cards, we talked about that earlier in the games, or a treasure map, I think that either one of those would fit in the deck, and they're going to help you out a lot for cycling through, you know, all of these cards. Personally, I think that you can back off of Brass's Bounty. You can probably back off of a Sunbird's Invocation. You're going to see those cards in the later game, and I just think that they would be extremely helpful. And because you are a Brass's Bounty deck, I think that Treasure Map is going to be a little bit better than some of the other things. So we're going to pull up Treasure Map, and I'm going to throw 2 maps in this main board. Not maps, map. And yeah, I would, I think this is getting much closer to where I would like to see the deck. And yeah, I think this is a lot smoother. I think that this would have a better chance at fighting back anyway. So your build's more jank. I think May should be Pirates Pillage month for the Horde. I'm actually going to pick... So Pirates Pillage is just Tormenting Voice, guys. Like, that's all it is. It's just Tormenting Voice. It's just you can save 2 of that mana for later if you need to, and you can't cast it until turn 4. But it's basically Tormenting Voice. But no, we're not going to... Could I post my Mardu gift list on Reddit or in the description? No. There's no point in me posting my greatest deck, right? This deck's so good. I have been running a version of this since Dev did his original Gearhulks. I love this deck. You really want me to post a copy of this? All right, so I'm going to do it for you guys right here. All right. Right, they're treasures. They are treasures, Horde. We're going to pick the most jank card that everyone falls in love with out of Dominaria, and we're going to make that the build around. But I will post the Gearhulks deck for you. So, what happened to my manatraders? Oh, manatraders. Remember, guys, manatraders, if you don't have the cards, that's okay. You don't have to have the cards. Where did I save that? Where did that save? I saved it in coffee time. Oh. You see what you do to me? You see what you do? I just blame everything on Zax. Wait a minute. Who was we going to blame everything on in this stream? I was going to blame everything on somebody. I forget who it was. It was going to be their fault all the time. I love this deck, by the way. I crush so many people with this deck. I ain't joking. Like, this deck is just goodness. You know what? Oh, we're going to blame it all on Crewfix? That sounds good. The other moderator? I tell you what, whichever moderator is not here, we just blame everything on that moderator. Right? Well, it's not going to be my fault. I ain't even repeating that. You guys heard him. I don't even know why I let you stay here. Whatever. Anyway, Save it to my decks. We're gonna go Mardu GPG. Since you guys seem to call it a GPG deck, but it is not a GPG deck. It's a Mardu Gearhulks deck. There's only 2 GPGs in the whole deck. It's Mardu Gearhulks. It's not GPG. But Refurbish is meant to bring back the Gearhulks. So good. Oh, it's so good. But if you guys do wanna, play it, I'll throw it in the description box here for you. And because you asked for it. Mardu Gearhulks. And can't forget to put my medium on it. That's how you guys get your free subscriptions through manatraders. You put your medium on your links. You put your links into places that are going to get seen. When people go there, you'll get your credit. All right, so that should have saved. You guys should be able to check the. Okay, so it's not up there yet. Let me refresh the stream. We'll see if it pops up. But I also saved it, so if you guys go down to my decks, you'll be able to find them in my decks. You say jank lovingly. Is this the jank Mardu Gearhulk list from a while ago? Yeah, the one that I just always crush people with? Yeah, that's the one. That is the one. It is super sweet. I love this deck. I guess maybe I should do a league with it sometime for you guys. Yeah? You think you guys would like that? Gearhulks want to smash? Hey, that's what Gearhulks are for. They're just meant to smash, alright? Right? I'll do that. It's the deck that I normally challenge the challengers with, so like when people challenge me, I normally pull out my Mardu Gearhulks list. But now that I've said that, I'm going to have to find me another deck to challenge the challengers with. But, yeah. Poor SD. He got a chance to see it. Play the deck for you guys. I tell you what. Tomorrow night, I'll run a league with it. How's that? We'll do Mardu Gearhulks League tomorrow night. You want to see a league with a deck of your choice? Wow. I mean, we do what? I'm going to regret saying this, but we do $10 for a game? Wow. Maybe I should put up an option like that. You want to see a league? Like, what would it cost to run a league of someone's choice? Any deck. Just bam, I'll play a league. A league could be a lot of time, guys. Like, that could be like 3 or 4 hours worth of time. Like, that's a whole day stream. And if the deck you choose isn't a deck that everyone wants to see, then that cuts my views down and things like that. Like, you gotta ride the trends in order to build. So, Dino Vehicles, Jess from Behind Eyes Gaming built a. Nammy says $15 an hour. Go. That'd be pretty good. So wow, let's say we could do a league in 3 hours, $45 to run a league. Wow. I'll have to consider that. I ain't beyond it. I'm trying to turn this stream into a job anyway. I mean, people like to see their decks run. They like to be there and interact, while their deck's getting run. I'll have to consider that. I'll talk it over with the guys in Coffee Time. Currently, the topic is making Coffee Time a little bit more public. I've been thinking about making like Tuesdays Coffee Times. Whatever, Zax. I do a lot of stuff for you, Zax. I like my moderators. I like you. I like For the Horde. I like Crew Fix. So, I like my moderators. So yeah, I do a lot of stuff for you guys, and I try to play a lot of your decks. Although your decks don't like me, Zax, I think you do it on purpose. Like you find that way to slightly break it, right? Like, all right, it's good. It looks good. Now, what can we remove that nobody will notice? I'm on to you, Zax. I'm on to you. Nah, I'm joking, man. I had as much to do with the Knights deck as anyone else. I never play yours. It's because I'm always just afraid I'm going to pull them up, and they're just full of Pirates Pillage. Like, they won't let me play 20 lands and 40 Pirates Pillage. Right? Remove 3 lands. So that's what you need. You need that wrench. You've got your own stream, sir. I've been advised you don't let other streamers moderate in your stream. It's just not a good idea. Well, we've got good moderators right now. I'm not adding anyone else to moderation, so yeah, I'm happy with where we're at. But anyway, we're going to be doing the 3K Q&A. That'll be coming up this week. Tomorrow we'll do Mardu Gearhulks. So yeah, I'll just go ahead and save this. We'll get the thumbnail up, and we'll do Mardu Gearhulks tomorrow. We'll do a league. Use X-Mage. Heard. Hey, if you will quit using MTG Goldfish as your link and get you a medium set up, when I play your decks, if you have your medium, I will run your medium on that link instead of mine. And over time, you might end up getting you a free copy of manatraders. I mean, manatraders is good like that, guys. And you do not have to have an account or have a subscription to be able to build decks. They are still just a good service for every Magic player. You can build decks, you can store decks, you can have your account there, even though that account's not subscribed. So, I get paid too. You cuss like you get paid to. Understood. I was a Marine for a while, so the fact that I don't curse on this stream all the time it still amazes me. What if we stream together, or you make content for my channel? Oh man. We're, without sounding rude, and I probably am going to anyway, build your channel. My channel's growing. Work on your channel. Like, build content for your channel. Like, that's the secret to streaming. You gotta just keep making content. If you don't stream, people can't watch. I tell everyone that. I know, Hefe. I'm trying to pick back at you and being as rough as I can, because like I know you wouldn't take a pansy joke. So, but yeah, I actually I want to get in touch with Matt from Total MTG. I know he's got a couple sponsors. He's also a manatraders streamer. So I'm trying to get like team manatraders together. So, you know, maybe of us just regular Joes. We're not pros. We're not like Saffron Olive and people like that. But manatraders does have like Caleb D. And if I can get some of those other kind of medium sized, like I thought that I was a really small channel, but apparently we're like medium sized. But yeah, apparently anything over like, you know, 2K is like medium sized. I didn't realize that. But yeah, I would like to get like, you know, MTG, Total MTG, you know, Matt from Total MTG. I know he's in England, but you know, we play online, so like if we could get a like team manatraders together for some of these like streamer showdowns and stuff like that, maybe we can get get entered into streamer showdown. That's kind of my goal, is like to one day be a streamer that is invited to streamer showdown. So far, I have not seen any of the, like, I would love to have like Taryn and Matt from Total MTG. I know Taryn's at like 10,000. He's becoming a big boy now. But he did stop in and say hello to me tonight, so maybe we're not that small. Our community is growing, and I love that. But I think I'll save the rest of this for the 3K Q&A. So, you just started, but you have years of experience playing the game, both on the pro side and private side, but streaming is a whole new monster to conquer. It is, because it's one thing to make great plays, but it's another thing to make bad plays entertaining. And bad plays are going to happen. So 54 away from 3K. Yeah, that's about 2, maybe 3 days. So we should be there by Friday. So yeah, at some point this week we'll do the 3K. Right, we only need 97K more subs, and then I hire Zaxadillo to start doing content for you guys. Right, I said it, 100K subs, and I will hire Zax. If we get there, I will. I really will. If we get there, we would be able to afford it. I've done the math. Those people that have 100K followers, they're doing all right. If they're doing it right, they're doing all right. But yeah, we got this. We're going. Well, I ain't stopping, and we're not far from this actually being able to start paying, like, really pay bills. So, yeah, we're not stopping. We're just going to keep on rolling. So, if you like tonight's show, if you like just kind of chilling with some friends, playing Magic, awesome. You hiring? I'll really stop. Yeah, at 100K, I said I would hire Zaxadillo. Well, that's kind of what happened with MTG Goldfish. Like, that was Richard, and then, like, Seth got added on, and other thing. Like, that is a business. And it's some, yeah, Dev is. He's at 80K. I hope that man gets to 100K. I want to see him get that button. I want so many good things for Dev. Dev has been, like, such a blessing to the channel. And I started as one of the people in the comments on Dev's decks. Like, I actually named things Dev's decks. Before it was, you know, like I never heard anyone say Dev's deck, and I still have people ask me who Dev is, so I know that this channel named it Dev's deck, which is pretty cool. But anyway, like, I think Dev is awesome. Dev has just been great. Great. I love the fact that man has sat on his couch with his cats and taught us so much about Magic, and never even really played a game in front of us, but like, he taught me a lot about Magic, about deck construction and things like that. I think Dev is phenomenal, and if I could help complement what Dev does, hey, I'd be all about that. So either way, much props to Dev. I hope he makes it to that 100K. He's only been doing this like 3 or 4 years, so you know, we might hit that point where we just, boom, blow up. Oh, you actually got nice things to say about blowing up, huh? Really? Well, we're gonna get there, Lamp. We're gonna get there, guys. That's all I've got for tonight. I hope you all had fun. I know I had a lot of fun. Stick around for the credits. You guys want to listen to Caravan Bowser loud one more time? You guys always jam out to that song. I started this stream with it. We'll end this stream with it, but I'm probably gonna let that song sit on the back burner for a little bit here. So unless you guys got something else you want to jam out to, I'm gonna throw Caravan Bowser up. Go vote for your decks, please. Go vote for Rush's decks. Hey Rush, I seen your fling deck or whatever. We'll play it. Come join Hefe's stream. Why did it block that? Yeah, come join my stream. Right? Bowser is gas. Alright, guys. It's been fun. We'll see you tomorrow for Mardu Gearhulks. I'm glad you guys picked tomorrow's deck. Appreciate it. Much love to you for that. Take care, Retro. missed, thank you for subscribing.